Hello everyone, it's time for a long one. I know what you're thinking. It surely isn't possible for one player to bugger up so many endgames in such spectacular fashion, but we will see if we can improve on our record. It's going to be slightly slow because I'm just finishing my last upload. I think this is my 4th video of the day. The guy's a machine. Okay, and we have Mahado, got someone from India. Mahadiosa. Right, and we have ourselves a modern. Okay, so this is a hyper-modern approach. My opponent is going to fianchetto his bishop, and he wants to exert influence over the centre later on in the game, but he's not going to compete for the centre initially or immediately. Therefore, what we need to do is we need to say thank you very much and occupy the centre. There goes the bishop, attacking pawn. Pawn is defended, nothing to worry about. Now, something I'll very often do is push c3 at this point in time. I like this for a few reasons. It blocks off the diagonal towards the king, but opens up the queen's diagonal, for example. The downside of this move is that it takes away the natural developing square for this knight. So the knight will quite often want to come round, say here, something like that. So another idea as well is to push f4. Now what I don't want to do at this point is to bring my bishop out to d3. That would not be clever because that would block my queen's defense of this pawn. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push c3 anyway. I know it's a third pawn move. I know I haven't developed my pieces yet, but my opponent also is not putting any pressure on the centre either. So this bishop's now biting on granite. Pawn, pawn, pawn. Good luck blowing a hole through that. Okay. Now later on we are going to see some pawns coming forward. We need to prepare for this. We're going to expect this. Okay, a6. Fair enough. Now I could, for example, develop my bishop here, or I could bring it out to c4. I could bring my knight out to f3, but maybe I want to leave open the option of pushing f4 as well, which leaves these two. Now this knight is probably going to come out to here, so maybe it's time to bring my bishop out. So how about bishop g5? A common idea when you have a fianchettoed bishop like this is to pop your queen and your bishop in line and then to drop your bishop into here and try and eliminate this. Now that doesn't work while this knight is still at home because we've got both pieces looking at that square. Okay, my opponent has now started counterplay with his pawns up the queen side, and I don't know how I feel about that. Bishop out here is playable, but also now knight to d2 is playable. I think knight to d2 looks like a flexible move, so I'm going to play that one. Opponent is playing quite quickly. Okay, so now we have both bishops on the fianchetto square. This one's looking at e4. So let me develop my other bishop here to add a second defender, over defend the e4 square. And finally now on move 6, he starts to make moves towards the center. My instinct now says f4, knight, f3, castles. However, f3, even knight e2 might also be an option. Notice that my queen right now can't get onto this diagonal. So this feels conservative, whereas f4 feels bold. So let's go bold, shall we? Now what that does do is it leaves this pawn and this rook vulnerable, so I just need to be sure that if I put my knight on f3, I think we're okay. If I put my knight on f3, then if the bishop wants to fly out and take my knight, it's welcome to do so. Okay, now I'll just drop my bishop back. I feel like this is another concession for my opponent. We've got some slow moves going on here. Okay, this pawn is undefended, I notice. If I come out here, he'll probably push g5 and hit my bishop. I don't really feel any need to allow that. Now, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawn moves in 8 moves. Okay, what else is on the board? Queen b3 exists. I feel like knight f3 just makes all the sense in the world. My bishop has 2, nice retreat squares. If he just wants to go full on pawn addict and just start playing checkers up the board, don't see any problem with this move. Quick sanity check. The sanity check, I cannot stress enough how important that is. If you saw my last longer video, I was like +3, +3.5 against an opponent, and just made a rash move with 4 minutes or so on the clock, and gave away my last piece, my only piece, in an ending, which was done. 50 shades of it. Okay, this is a thought. This is a thought. e5. And the reason is because this pawn's hanging here. And if I get that move in, there ain't no blocking. He's going to have to move his king. If I do this, he takes my knight. Happy about that. I can even take back with my other knight. Very happy, okay? What else has he got? If he pushes this pawn, he's just blocked off his own bishop. That's not going to happen. If he counterattacks my bishop, I drop it back. So the more likely move is f5. f5 then pins this pawn against this queen. Question is, do I want to rearrange my... something's just telling me that queen e2 first makes more sense. The timing of some kind of breakout or the beginnings of an attack cannot, the importance of that timing can't be stressed enough. Okay, now look, what's this now? Is that pawn number 7? I do believe it is. Well, blow me down. Now, if he wants to keep going with this pawn, so be it. Is it time for this move? I'm threatening to take this, and this pawn can't recapture. Or this, probably d6. And if he pushes, I'm just going to take. If he pushes here, I just drop back. I'm doing it. Okay, with my queen, the big difference is that when this pawn disappears, this pawn here is going to be pinned. And that does make a difference. Okay, he's captured. Now this pawn is pinned on the queen. And now everything is telling me to capture towards the center with the f-pawn. Even if I end up castling long, then look, sorry, castling short, I've got a rook on f1. Yeah, it's got to be good. Opponent is still using less than 10 seconds per move because he's over 15-minute mark. This is a 4-12 game for me. Okay. 1, 2, 3 attackers. 1, 2. No, you're not. You're not an attacker. A defender. 1, 2 defenders. That means I declare that this pawn is mine. I could take it with a knight and attack g6. If I take with a knight, his knight takes. I take with pawn. Or I can take with pawn. It gives me an isolated pawn. I think taking with a knight makes sense. Yeah. But got nearly 10 minutes. This ain't no rush. Oh, hello. Do you remember this move? That was one of the points of this. Now, so then he's taken, I've recaptured, he's recaptured, I have a check. Let's think this one through, shall we? Bishop takes g6 check. I believe this is forced. Wouldn't it be even better if I had a rook on here, though? So this says to me, maybe I should be taking this with my knight. I still have this idea. I can put my queen here, can't put queen there. Always got to watch out for that evil bishop. But I feel like my opponent's position is shaky. This is always a move, right? If this king goes here at some point after this move, but they even have knight there, rook has to move. Okay, he's taken. I need to recapture with pawn. Now he's got a couple of, my queen's looking a little bit busy at the moment, being the only defender of this and the only defender of that. But I'm not too worried. I have this move, and then I've got striking bishops down here, look. He also has the isolated king's pawn now. IKP. And who's got the better bishops? I do believe it's me. Interesting situation. Look, he's got these advanced pawns. Right, now I have this. I still have this. This changes nothing, right? King could now come here. I think I just have to throw this move in anyway, right? King goes here or king goes here. Those are the only options. Now I have castles or I have queen f2. I do not have, note to self, do not play queen f3 because you blunder your queen. Now, if I castle, he's in check. The only way he can get out of check is to block with a piece on here, and guess what? It's guarded by a pawn. However, I still have a hanging bishop. But whatever he does here, pawn takes, right? I'm then maybe attacking his bishop. If he blocks with his bishop, I take, and I'm threatening takes here, winning the queen, right? So I'm not concerned about this bishop right now. I think we take the knight. Now I'm threatening the bishop, yeah? I don't think he can take my bishop at all. I think he's got to grab the pawn, and then I get to retreat my bishop. Now, I can't really capture there because he's got h takes. I'm +2 here. I have queen e6 with a mate threat. Now, is there any way... This is a time when you fold your hands, right? Fold your arms, sit on your hands, whatever. Is there any way of him stopping mate? I see bishop d5. Which is a bloody good move. Queen here, bishop d5. It's supported by his own queen and covering off this whole diagonal. And that's a big pain in the ass. However, let's say we do this. He does this, right? I take that with check. Pawn takes, but then the queen's defending the pawn. So my queen's here. He does that. I check. Bah. Nope. Feel like it's the time for something sensible and retreat the bishop. Maybe retreat to here, attacking this pawn, but because then it also does kind of then, you know, zero in on the king again. But problem with this move is it unpins that bishop, but that it's not like that bishop's going to move, is it? So I do this and he pushes. There's no point giving up this bishop. We should live to fight another day. It's a wide open board. Bishops are powerful. Okay, I'm saving the bishop. The question is which square? This, it's a defended square. And he's also controlling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you see. If I move him back to here, he's controlling 1. Okay, decision made. Bishop g3. I would not like to be Mahdi Osa right now. Right, you didn't think for too long about that one. I put 2 minutes 13 seconds into my last move, and he didn't. And now, what that means is that this is no longer on. It does mean that I don't have queen straight to there. Maybe that's the idea of what he's doing with that. Now, he's also defending that. So it feels like rook AD1 or rook AE1 has to be right. He's also got this as an idea. Do I need to be concerned about that? Do you know, I'm just going to drop my bishop back to here. Just going to de-encourageise this move. Ain't no reason to do that. I've also got, my knight can also come in. My knight can come in, threaten that bishop. That bishop's in a very tentative position, right? This bishop moves anywhere. I've got like takes here, and I win the queen. Okay. I attack you again. I'm just going to bring my other bishop out from there. Kick that queen again. Queen probably needs to defend this bishop, so where can she go there? So go 1, 2, 3, 4 options here. And that's one of them. Can I just take this for free now? No, because queen takes and I'm in check. Well spotted. Okay. Are there any threats? Bishop takes here, I'm not too worried about. Or do I just eliminate this bishop? I'm +2. Simplify. Come on. I'm also a little bit down on time, but it means I get this pawn, don't I? Which I should grab. Yes. The board is now simplified a little bit. We're down to same coloured bishops, both got dark square bishops. His pawns are in a state. Okay, so he's got 5 pawns, I've got 5 pawns. I'm up an entire piece here. Now knight here looks like a move. This looks like a move. Knight here, I'm simply attacking the bishop twice. I feel like improve the knight. Makes perfect sense. This move can still come, as can one of these two moves. Don't like my opponent's situation one bit. However, this is the time when one of me splits off into a little ghost one, walks around the back and whispers into my own ear, "Hunty, don't this up. You jellyhead." Okay? You know what a complete dickhead you are when it comes to one-end games, and you go like this, you take your foot off the gas and you try and freewheel home and let the position win itself. It's not going to do it. Stop it. We're meant to be learning here, and we're meant to be getting better at chess. All right, so he attacks my bishop. If I take here, he may take my bishop with check. If I move here and he takes, I recapture with pawn, and he's wide open. But it does weaken my pawn. I do this, he captures with check, I move out the way. I lose a piece, right? I win a bishop, he wins a bishop, I move away, not nice at all. Precious. Okay, there we go. Decision made. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen defends knight. Yeah, do you see that one? Right, if I take here, he captures with check. Then I have to move, because I can't block back onto a dark square with my knight, not from that square. My knight is on a dark square, can only see light squares, you see? So I can't take... Oh! No, but then pawn takes. Yeah, king can't take, but pawn can take. This is the problem. So this isn't on. Takes with check. Anyway, so we've done this, and now he has to think. I've got 5 minutes 35. Heaps of time, Hunty, don't screw it up. I need you all to be cheering at home, boys and girls. Hunty is going to do something he's never done before and try and convert a completely winning endgame. Of course, I've converted endgames before, once or twice. Come on, I'm going to get Soviet on your ass. I'm going to go full Borgov on you now. If he does nothing, this is a thought. This is thought. Because remember, if that bishop doesn't move, bishop is pinned, right? So after knight here, I actually have queen takes there. But I also have one, pew, 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 3 attackers on that bishop already. You are in a world of pain, you are. You will never walk again after this is done. But all of that depends on Hunty not doing a Hunty and giving away 3 blunders. Opponent has either giving this now some serious thought or he's gone to make a cup of tea. I don't know, one or the other. But notice, I'm just looking at the timeline now. He was banging out his moves, right? First 20 moves, the longest he thought was 34.6 seconds. I have to keep tilting my head because I've got very focal glasses now. For my old age. 34 seconds, right? He made one move in the 20 seconds. That was move 3. And that was A6. Not that one, that one. Right? Took 20 seconds to come up with that idea. And knight capture, knight recapture was 26 seconds. So in his first 20 moves, he's had 4 that were 20 seconds or longer. 4. So now he has the luxury of having 10 minutes on his clock so he can lose slowly. So why is he taking so long? I mean, bishop takes here. Well, my next move is a no-brainer. I just recapture, don't I? Unless he's gone. He might have gone for a poo. I don't know. What I don't like about these glasses is that when I move my head to the side like this, the board kind of parallaxes, which annoys me. Yeah, I think he might have gone for a poo. Maybe he's gone to stare at the ceiling and get inspiration. I can get out of this. I don't think so. Maybe, if you've gotten here on time. Beth Harmon versus Harry Beltic in the Kentucky State. You see, this is the problem. The longest that he spent on any move at all was his last move, was this move, right? And that was 50 seconds. But he's already in a losing position. He got into a losing position by not thinking enough at the start of the game. I think he's abandoned. I think he's buggered off. Don't do that. I'm going to send him some question marks. Still there. Let's while we're waiting for him to make his way back from the dunny. Yeah, again, he really banged out these moves. So look at these. Okay, hang on. So yeah, he knows what he's doing with the modern. Right? We expect this. C3, and now he takes some time and comes up with that, which I really don't understand. I mean, does he want to stop this? I don't know. Okay, now this comes out, and 4 seconds he bangs out B5. Surprising. I do this, 2 seconds. Fianchetto number 2. I give some thought. He doesn't give thought about this move. I spend 49 seconds. He spends 4. Right? He's got loads of time. I retreat. Less than 4 seconds. Okay? I think about this. Less than 4 seconds. 3.9 again. I play Queen E2 after 1 minute 10 of thought. Okay? And at this point, no blood has been spilt. Right? We are building up to an attack. Now he flinches and plays his 7th pawn move in 10 moves. I think for 35 seconds. After 11 seconds he does this, and it's already going wrong for him, right? Because this pawn has been undefended. And that's bad news, right? And a lot of blood now starts to flow, but then this is the beginning of the end, okay? There, castles, okay? He can't block, he's going to lose material. Bang. He's lost a piece. He's just lost a piece. Now, why did he lose the piece? Let's go back again, because I don't think he's coming back, so we've got this time to ourselves. Okay, why did he lose the piece there? Okay, look at his pawns on this side. Right, he's used no time at all, and it's this pawn addict behaviour, right? He's pushing pawns. I've commented still there, he's obviously, and now, why? Why? So every time you push a pawn, so this pawn was defending that square and that square, right? Now it's defending that square and that square. And it's also blocking off the bishop. Did he really think he was going to get this move in? I don't know. But this is the problem. He's left this pawn undefended with a bishop on that diagonal, which will then be pointing at his king. And now he flinches, right? I counter strike in the center after I've played this move. Queen E2 is a bit of a... It's a move I'm enjoying at the moment. It's a move I'm playing a little bit more often. And this move, 11 seconds, right? Dude's got like more than 10 minutes on the clock at this point. 11 seconds. He captures towards the center, yes. So do I. And now, this is hanging. Now, I missed that for one turn, didn't I? He takes. I could have gone straight in with the check, but I decide to keep opening things up. And now it's time for the hammer to fall. That's forced, check, loses material. Because he's just got himself tied up in knots, and now he's not done the honourable thing and abandoned the game by the look of things. So, yeah, simplify. I like this move. I think this is correct. I think that my personal coach in Finland, I hope, approves of this one. You know who you are. Oh, we have action, guys. We have woohoo! He didn't take. Crikey. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Okay, now, point is here. We're not going to overreact. I'm very tempted to take this bishop. Because how does he recapture? What's he going to do? I take the bishop, pawn takes there. I can come in there with check. I take bishop. Let's say he takes, right, look, he can't take with the king. It's illegal, right? Queen takes, I'm simply having his queen. I take bishop, he takes bishop. It's the only thing that really makes sense, okay? But then I have queen here. My knight is on this square, remember? Okay? Knight's on that square. His pawn's on here. He's in check. My knight's there, which means he can't go there or there. But he can't go there or there or there. So he has to go here, forced. Okay, queen there, knight there, king's now on here. My knight can come back, threatening rook in there. I cannot see a problem. I think this has to be a win. Now that was 9 minutes 43. What happened to you? Okay, he's taken. This is what we expected. Okay, now, queen here. And we've already said that this is forced, right? Not, but then knight here, and in fact, rook here would fork king and queen. And I simply don't see an attack for him here. Okay. But also, do I not have this? Is that better? Forking king, queen with my queen, his queen must take, I recapture. Now I'm going to be up a knight in the ending. Or, if I do this, that's the threat. He doesn't have any checks. If knight here, I'm not going to drop it. Knight there, he's got king retreats here. Okay, I think we simplify. What we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to do converting, a little game I call converting a winning endgame. I'm going to be a piece up. He has to take, I'm going to recapture. Then he will take here and I will recapture. So it's going to be 2, 2, 2. Let's do them different colours, right? But I'm going to be a knight up. I'm going to have separated pawns on the queen side. He's got his 2 pawns together, but I think that my knight will make all the difference. Also, I'm threatening this. Now, I think he should have taken the pawn there. Reason is, I think if I take, I take, and then I'm up a pawn. But he does have the open file. Or I can optionally switch the moves, right? Clever thing to do. I take here. If he takes me, I recapture. I think that's preferable. I want to get a rook here where I'm defending 3 pawns at once. And he's got to be careful because we all know Hunty likes his knights. Doesn't always come off well, but look at this now as well. There, and king's forced here. There's no immediate win. I want to centralize. I'd love to get my king, you know, I think that would be, if I could pick up my king and put it somewhere. Okay. Now I have this, but the knight is hanging, so what do we do? Do I do this? Yeah. Because I'm going to do this, and if he decides to check me, then I get to sneak my king into the square where I want it to be. I want my rook on here, I want my king on here. That's where I want my stuff. Okay, that's not scary at all. I want him to play rook f8 check. Should we just win the rook? Missed that the first time of asking, but now you can hit the resign button. And again, that king f2 move. In fact, so here, yeah, king h5, 11 seconds. He's got 4 minutes on the clock, and he blunders his rook. Now I missed it because I was thinking only about my own stuff at this end. Still winning. Okay, and he's abandoned. Yeah, was he a good sport? I cannot honestly say that he was, but let's have a quick look at the game review. Look at me, won a game. Admittedly, it wasn't, the strongest opponent, 1243, but a win is a win. Hoping for good accuracy. I think this was okay. I felt pretty good. 75. Okay. 2 mistakes in the whole game. And let's just go through it. Ooh. Modern defense with 1e4. I've won 52% here. And c3 is a book move. I'm pleased about that. Bishop g5 is excellent. Yeah, I know knight f3. I get it. But the point is, I was holding open for f4. Excellent, 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 excellent. Inaccuracy. It says a4 is best. Oh yeah, actually. Didn't even think about this. Now, I know I need to consider my edge pawns a bit more. But if he takes... I guess I have this. I don't know. I can see the idea. Oh, no, actually, if he takes, I have queen there. Yeah, just these loose ass pawn moves, right? There, that's best. Blunder. Don't send a boy to do a man's job, right? The best move here was knight to f6. Absolutely not pawn to f6, right? Best move. Queen e2 is good. Still a4 is best, but we're not interested in that. c5 is good. Inaccuracy. So said I should have castled first. But that's computer thinking, right? And a blunder. A thunder blunder. A cluster blunder. Okay. So, yeah. Now, I missed that at the first time of asking, okay? Now we see it, but now we're just clearing the decks and then this. Okay. Excellent. And castles is excellent. Excellent. He still really wants me to save my bishop. I figured out that I had time to save my bishop. Best, best. Cool. Now bishop is saved, and we are just winning. +7 now. This is okay. Bringing in the knight is best. Harassing. Oh! You see that, coach? We like. Okay, it really wants me to centralise my knight. Ain't no rush. Ain't no rush at all. King g7 best, and then it's going to finish, I think, with a blunder when he... Okay. I like this, and that's a mistake. Ah. Says he should have played his rook to e8. That's all he had. All he had, but the knight takes. Best move. Forced, yes, we knew. Okay, doesn't like that. It's a knight d7. Wow, now that is a move I didn't even consider. Why? Why knight d7? Well, it threatens this again, right? In fact, anywhere my knight goes, it's still going to be controlling the square it just left. So threatening that. Knight d7 also controls this square, as well as this square. I was thinking this move, but we went for this. It says, okay, knight d7 is a mate in 6, which I did not see. Okay, c takes d4. I'm pleased about that. King takes is better. La-di-da. Rook 8 e1 is best. Excellent. And that's inaccurate because it hangs the fork. That's inaccurate because I missed it. That's inaccurate because it's still hanging the fork. And finally I see it, and that's just completely winning. Good. Job done. Thank you, Mahadioza, for your game. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.